If you want to understand how one nation has kept its obesity rate under 5%, while most wealthy countries have surged past 30, forget about gym memberships. Forget about calorie counting apps. Instead, take a close look at what shows up on their breakfast table every single morning. Japan consistently ranks among the countries with the longest life expectancy on the planet, and their obesity rate is roughly 8 to 10 times lower than what we see in the United States. And here's the part that might surprise you. They're not starving. They're not running ultra-marathons. They're eating a very specific combination of traditional foods and the single food sitting at the heart of it all? Most people in Western countries have never even tried it. Now here's what mainstream diet culture has told us for decades. Eat less, move more, track every calorie, and the weight will come off. But after years of practicing emergency medicine and studying metabolic health, I've noticed something that challenges that oversimplified narrative. Japanese people consume more carbohydrates per person than many Western nations. White rice is a staple at nearly every meal. And yet, their rates of metabolic syndrome, dangerous belly fat, and type 2 diabetes remain among the lowest recorded anywhere in the world. The difference is not about how much they eat. It's about what they eat alongside those carbohydrates, and that changes the entire equation. Hello, I'm Dr. Liana, an emergency medicine physician and metabolism researcher. After watching patient after patient in my own practice lose weight only to gain it all back within a year, I started looking beyond conventional Western diet advice for answers. What I discovered in the peer-reviewed literature on traditional Japanese eating patterns wasn't just interesting, it was genuinely eye-opening. We've been so fixated on restriction and deprivation that we've overlooked how certain foods may actively support your body's own fat management systems. In this video, I'm going to walk you through several key elements. First, a sticky fermented superfood that Japanese people eat daily. Second, a specific compound in green tea, consumed very differently in Japan than in the West, that research indicates may activate a special type of fat tissue in your body. Third, a traditional Japanese meal framework called Ichiju Sansai that naturally manages portion sizes without you ever counting a single calorie. And finally, why Japan's remarkably low obesity rate appears to have far less to do with genetics than with specific dietary habits you can begin incorporating starting today. Disclaimer: this video is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not medical advice. Always consult your doctor or qualified healthcare provider before making changes to your diet, especially if you have existing health conditions or take medication. To understand what keeps many Japanese people lean, you need to appreciate something most diet programs overlook entirely: the gut microbiome. Picture your digestive tract as a massive factory floor. You have trillions of microscopic workers, bacteria, processing everything you eat. In a well-functioning factory, the workers are efficient. They extract nutrients, help produce hormones that regulate appetite, and send clear signals to your brains. But here's the challenge. In many Western digestive systems, that factory floor is chaotic. Years of heavily processed foods, refined sugars, and low-fiber diets have disrupted the workforce. This is called visceral fat. You can't see it in the mirror. You can't pinch it, but it accumulates around your liver, your pancreas, your intestines. Now, here's where Japan's traditional diet becomes especially relevant. The classic Japanese dietary pattern is remarkably rich in fermented foods, soluble fiber, marine omega-3 fatty acids, and plant compounds called polyphenols. A large-scale comparative study published in a nutrition journal analyzed data across more than 100 countries and found that closer adherence to a traditional Japanese dietary pattern was associated with lower obesity rates. Mechanism 1. Fermentation and gut microbiome support. The cornerstone of what researchers call the Japanese metabolic advantage is fermented foods, specifically natto, miso, and traditionally brewed soy products. Natto is made from soybeans fermented with a bacterium called Bacillus subtilis. Research suggests it may help shift the balance between two major families of gut bacteria. A study published in the journal Molecular Nutrition and Food Research found that natto intake was associated with reduced visceral fat accumulation. Regular soybeans are like a locked toolbox. The nutrients are inside, but your body has difficulty accessing them because of natural compounds called anti-nutrients. Fermentation essentially unlocks that toolbox. Mechanism 2. Potential brown fat activation through tea catechins. This is where green tea enters the picture, but not in the way most Westerners typically consume it. In Japan, matcha is consumed as a fine powder whisked into water, meaning you ingest the entire leaf rather than just the brewed liquid. EGCG is fascinating because research indicates it may help activate brown adipose tissue, a special type of fat that functions like a built-in furnace. Unlike white fat, which stores energy, brown fat burns energy to generate heat through a process called thermogenesis. Research from the University of Geneva found that a green tea extract containing both EGCG and caffeine produced a measurable increase in 24-hour energy expenditure. Mechanism 3. The fiber and satiety pathway. The third mechanism is less flashy, but equally important. The traditional Japanese diet is extraordinarily rich in seaweed, root vegetables, barley, and fermented plant foods. Fiber feeds your beneficial gut bacteria, which in turn produce short-chain fatty acids like butyrate. Butyrate appears to do two important things. It helps strengthen your intestinal barrier, and it signals your brain through what's known as the gut-brain axis to reduce appetite. The result? You feel genuinely satisfied eating less food. In one animal study, researchers fed obese subjects natto powder for 8 weeks. The natto group showed meaningful reductions in body weight, improved cholesterol metabolism, and measurable shifts in gut bacteria composition. The University of Geneva thermogenesis study showed that green tea extract containing EGCG and caffeine produced a statistically significant increase in 24-hour energy expenditure and a measurable shift from carbohydrate burning, and the global dietary analysis found that the traditional Japanese diet score was inversely correlated with national obesity rates at a high level of statistical significance. These aren't anecdotes. These are controlled, measured, published findings. Now let me share the specific foods, practical amounts, and preparation guidance you can begin using today. Food number 1. Natto. Aim for about 50 grams daily, roughly 1 small traditional pack. Eat it at breakfast with rice. If the texture is unfamiliar, mix it with a small amount of soy sauce and mustard. That's exactly how most Japanese people eat it. If fresh natto isn't available near you, frozen natto from Asian grocery stores works well. The bacteria reactivate after thawing. Food number 2. Matcha green tea. Use 1 to 2 teaspoons of high-quality powder daily, roughly 2 to 3 grams. Whisk it into water heated to about 175 degrees Fahrenheit. Adding a squeeze of lemon may help increase EGCG absorption. Avoid adding cow's milk, as the casein proteins may bind to catechins and significantly reduce how much your body absorbs. Plant-based milks are a suitable alternative. Food number 3. Miso soup. 1 bowl daily, made from unpasteurized miso paste. That word, unpasteurized, is crucial. Pasteurized versions have had their beneficial bacteria destroyed by heat. Dissolve about 1 tablespoon of miso into warm, not boiling, water, or traditional dashi broth. Food number 4, seaweed. 5 to 10 grams of dried wakame or kombu, 3 to 4 times per week. Seaweed contains a unique compound called fucoxanthin, fatty fish. 3 servings per week of salmon, mackerel, sardines, or other omega-3 rich seafood. The omega-3 fatty acids EPA and DHA are associated with sustained brown fat activity and reduced systemic inflammation. Grill or bake your fish. Avoid deep frying. Food number 6, fermented pickled vegetables, known as tsukemono. A small portion daily, roughly 30 to 50 grams. Traditional Japanese pickles fermented in rice bran, called nukazuke, are rich in lactobacillus bacteria. Food number 7, barley or mixed grain rice. Replace some of your plain white rice with mugi gohan, a barley rice blend, at least once daily. Tip 1. Timing synergy. Drink your matcha about 30 minutes before your largest meal. The catechins may help prime your system for handling incoming calories right when it matters most. Tip 2. The Ichiju Sansai Framework. Structure your meals the traditional Japanese way. 1 soup, 3 sides, plus rice. Tip 3. Fermented food spacing. Don't eat all your fermented foods in one sitting. Spread them across the day. Natto at breakfast, miso at lunch, pickled vegetables at dinner. Tip 4. The 12-hour overnight window. Many Japanese households finish dinner by 7 or 8 in the evening and eat breakfast around 7 in the morning. Tip 5. Hara hachibu. This is the Okinawan principle of eating until you feel about 80% full. Mistake 1. Inconsistency. The single biggest error is trying these foods for a week, not seeing dramatic changes, and giving up. Your gut microbiome takes 4 to 8 weeks to meaningfully restructure itself. Natto doesn't transform your gut after 1 serving. Matcha doesn't rewire your metabolism overnight. Japanese people aren't lean because they ate these foods once. They eat them consistently, day after day, year after year. Consistency is the actual mechanism. Mistake 2. Using boiling water on matcha or miso. Both of these foods are sensitive to extreme heat. Mistake 3. Choosing supplements over whole foods. This is incredibly common. People buy nattokinase capsules instead of eating actual natto. Whole foods deliver the entire orchestra. Supplements give you a single instrument. Mistake 4. Relying only on the scale. If you start this approach and your waistline shrinks by an inch, but the number on the scale hasn't moved, you are succeeding. Here's what I want you to take away from everything we've covered today. Weight gain as you age is not inevitable. Metabolic decline is not hardwired into your genes. The Japanese don't carry some special genetic advantage that makes them lean. When Japanese people emigrate to Western countries and adopt Western diets, research shows their obesity rates rise to match their new neighbors within a single generation. Every one of those systems exists inside your body right now. They're not broken. They may simply be waiting for the right inputs. And those inputs come from your plate, not from a pharmacy, not from a fad diet, not from willpower alone. You can start sending those signals today. Let's consolidate everything we covered. 1. Japan's remarkably low obesity rate appears to be driven by diet composition rather than genetics or simple calorie restriction, as supported by global research across more than 100 countries. 2. Natto, fermented soybeans, may help reshape your gut microbiome, reduce visceral fat in a dose-dependent manner, and support healthier liver fat metabolism. Aim for 50 grams daily. 3. Matcha green tea delivers concentrated EGCG that research suggests may activate brown fat tissue, potentially increasing energy expenditure and shifting your body toward greater fat utilization. Drink 1 to 2 teaspoons daily at 175 degrees Fahrenheit with lemon and without dairy milk. 4. Miso soup provides both probiotics and prebiotics in a single serving. Use unpasteurized miso dissolved in warm, not boiling broth. 1 bowl daily. 5. Seaweed contains fucoxanthin, which studies suggest may target visceral fat by encouraging white fat cells toward a brown fat-like profile. Eat 5 to 10 grams of dried wakame 3 to 4 times weekly. 6. Fatty fish 3 times per week provides omega-3s that support brown fat activity and help manage inflammation. 7. Fermented pickles and barley rice blends further diversify your gut microbiome and may increase butyrate-producing bacteria. 8. Use the Ichiju Sansai meal structure and the hara hachi bu principle to naturally manage portions without counting calories. 9. Measure your waist circumference weekly, not just your weight. Visceral fat reduction is the true marker of metabolic improvement. Your metabolic health is not a fixed destination determined by your age or family history. It's a dynamic system that responds to what you feed it every single day. You may have far more influence over it than you've been told. If this information was valuable to you, I genuinely appreciate 2 things. First, share this video with someone you care about who's been dealing with stubborn weight or metabolic concerns. Subscribe and hit the like button so this channel can continue reaching people who want evidence-based strategies instead of gimmicks. If you want to explore how specific foods may activate your body's built-in defense systems, check out my other videos on brown fat activation and gut microbiome optimization. The links are right here on screen.